Hi everyone, I'm Dan and this is AngloPod, and in this video we're going to look at a very simple example to see the difference between using the past simple and the past perfect. So when do we use the past simple and when do we use the past perfect, and how can it change the meaning between the two? In another video we'll look at perfect tenses and we'll look at the difference between the past perfect, present perfect and the future perfect. But in this video we'll just look at the difference between using the past simple and using the past perfect. So let me give you an example and then we'll analyze the example. So let's say you go to a party. You could say, when I arrived at the party, John left. When I arrived at the party, John left. So you could ask yourself, why did John leave? When I arrived at the party, John left. Why did John leave? Was there a connection? Was there a reason why he left when I arrived? When did they happen? Did they happen at the same time or at different times? Let's look at the other example with the past perfect and then we'll come back. When I arrived at the party, John had left. When I arrived at the party, John had left. So the first example used the past simple. The second example used the past perfect. And we form the past perfect using had plus the past participle. In the second example, why did John leave? And when did he leave? Was there a connection? Well, in the first example, we could assume that there may be a connection. When I arrived, John left. Because using the past simple in both examples suggests that those two actions happen at the same time. So maybe there's a connection. Maybe John left because he doesn't like me. Maybe he left because I arrived. He saw me arrive and so he left. When I arrived, he left. But in the second example, when I arrived at the party, John had left. So which action happened first? They both happened in the past, but one action happened before the other action. And this is when we use the past perfect to describe two actions that happen at different times in the past. So when I arrived at the party, John had left. John had left, this happened first, and then later I arrived. But both actions happen in the past. So we can assume that there wasn't a connection. John left for a different reason and then later I arrived. But these two actions didn't happen at the same time. When I arrived, John had left, or John had already left. Maybe 5 minutes before, maybe 1 hour before, maybe 3 hours before. When I arrived at the party, John had left. So the past perfect is very useful to describe actions that happen at different times in the past. Otherwise, it might change the meaning of the sentence. I hope that's clear. If you have any questions, get in touch with me. Remember, you can contact me through Facebook, Twitter and Google+. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and go to anglopod.com to learn more real-life English. Keep practicing your English and I'll see you soon.